Hi guys, I've been playing Diablo 4 over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a great ride so far and I'm loving the game, but being a new game that's just launched, there are many things big and small that can be improved. I'll cover 40 small changes in this video that Blizzard can make to Diablo 4 to bring some small but impactful improvements to the game to make it feel more polished and enjoyable to play. I'll blast through these quickly, so if you miss one, then just rewind a bit in the video. And so starting off, for item management, number 1. Gems being moved into the Materials tab would be a great change. Blizzard should add a Socket Into menu for gems and Socket With keybind for items to help with this change. Number 2. The shared stash only having 4 tabs is not enough. For a game that's only got 10 character slots and no personal stashes, more shared stashes should definitely be made available to us. Number 3. The shared stash should have a search function to highlight specific items. This feature will help players dig up items quicker and could also help players with cleaning up unwanted items. Number 4. Individual shared stash tabs should be sortable by being able to drag them around or adjust its positioning when editing a tab settings. Onto transmogs. Number 5. Transmog settings on items should be preserved even after unequipping them. This can be done by tying transmog settings to item types and not just to item slots. For towns and NPCs. Number 6. Main hub towns in Diablo 4 have one of each NPC offering their services. However, certain NPCs are far away from the town portal spawn area. Additional NPCs of those types should be added on opposite ends of town to save the trip time for players. Number 7. Make vendor NPCs more obvious to spot by removing bystander NPCs around them, making them less camouflaged into their environment, and maybe add more thematic decorations around some of those NPCs that currently lack those. For skills and Paragon. Number 8. The skill tree should allow jumping between different skill clusters by using previous and next or arrow-based navigation. This should reduce the need to use the mouse to move between different parts of the skill tree all the time. Number 9. We should be able to swap skill points to different skills with some kind of swap feature. Respecing certain skills, say basic skills, is difficult and cumbersome, so a simple swap feature should get around a good chunk of those problems. Number 10. Paragon glyphs are annoying to scan through and read. Glyphs should either have unique icons like runes in Diablo 2 or should be listed out by name. Ranks on glyphs should also be shown next to each glyph, but apart from that, the glyphs are fine. Number 11. In the same vein as adding navigation features to the skill tree, Paragon boards should be able to be navigated to or from using arrow-based navigation or some kind of jump to drop down. Number 12. Add reset all and reset board functions to the Paragon. For the reset board option, it's fine if it only works if it doesn't break the Paragon boards. For comparing items, this painfully takes up a lot of time and feels very taxing to do again and again. Number 13. Individual stats on items are not in consistent order. You might have one item with plus smoke grenade, plus life, then plus concealment, then another item with plus life, plus concealment, then plus smoke grenade. This should be sorted for easier comparison. Number 14. Scrolling down in tooltips is really painful. Tooltips should be made wider and text made slightly smaller to remove scrolling. Number 15. The item comparison information at the bottom of item tooltips should be moved to a new panel and should have all the additions and the subtractions. This should make comparing items quick and easy to do. Onto the map. Number 16. Make the current character's location on the map stand out. Take inspiration from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and make the character's marker stand out or even pulse or animate. Number 17. Targeted campaign quests, side quests and active nightmare dungeon should also stand out more on the map. Again, make those map markers pulse or animate. For dungeons. Number 18. Make dungeon objective spots show up on a minimap once they are found, even after walking away from them. This will let the player know that they may have missed an objective. Number 19. Make undiscovered parts of dungeons or sub-areas a different colour to make these parts clearly stand out. Currently undiscovered parts of these areas just fade off, but should show say a blue or orange colour to make these more apparent. Number 20. For nightmare dungeons, sometimes a glyph upgrade altar doesn't spawn until quite a few seconds after completing the dungeon. This should spawn more reliably quicker to minimise downtime between dungeons. Number 21. For Nightmare sigils, these should display the tier level on the top corner of each sigil so that lower tier sigils can be salvaged quickly. For Quest and Campaign. Number 22. The quest journal or achievements or somewhere else should show all of your completed quests. Number 23. Campaign specific areas should be accessible after finishing the campaign. It would be great to be able to visit Hell again. Number 24. The world map should show which dungeons have been completed for renown purposes. There's been times where I've gone and completed some dungeons that have not yet been ticked off, but still don't count towards my renown because apparently I completed it on another character, making me feel like I've wasted my time. More on to actual gameplay stuff. Number 25. For Helltide, sometimes the cellars can be hard to see in that red hue, especially during combat. Cellars should be made more visible during Helltides or be repositioned more out of the way to avoid clicking into them by accident. Number 26. The hitbox or clickable area on cellars should be made smaller to prevent clicking on them by accident. Number 27. The hitboxes on shrines are a little too big as well. Even at times trying to avoid activating a shrine, I still find myself activating them by accident when trying to travel past them quickly. Number 28. The mouse cursor can sometimes be hard to see, especially during combat and especially again during group Helltides or group Legion events. Consider making this a little bigger, animated, or change colour more prominently. There's definitely been a few occasions where I've lost track of my mouse cursor and I'm shooting my rapid fire shots off into dead space. Number 29. Sometimes the chat window pops up during gameplay out of nowhere, which interrupts my skill cast as the game thinks I'm trying to type. This bug is incredibly annoying and needs to be fixed. Number 30. For range builds, there are some parts of your field of view that enemies can be targeted but your projectiles don't even reach. Range attack should be extended a bit to at least cover the whole area of your screen. Number 31. The skill assignment flyout, as it's known as in a game, doesn't save your hide unavailable skills checkbox option between play sessions. This setting should be saved permanently. Number 32. You should also be able to close your skill assignment flyout by clicking outside of it. Instead, clicking to say move your character while the menu's open does nothing. For elites and bosses, number 33. The Suppressor Elite affix feels like a hard counter to any pure range build. The radius could be increased on this just a little bit. Number 34. Some elite affixes seem very trivial, where some elite affixes seem quite overtuned. These affixes should be looked at to make them more on even ground. Number 35. The Warlord Elite affix sometimes makes my character stuck, and not even a CC break can get me out of there. I'm not sure if this is a bug or a design issue of the affix, but this should be looked at. Number 36. For world bosses, they seem a little too easy and should be buffed to be more of a reach goal or an achievement. Right now, they seem like damaged sponges that will be part of the endgame Diablo 4 routine, but not a particularly interesting one in my opinion. Onto the game environment. Number 37. In some places, the environment blocks your field of view. This is particularly noticeable in one of the boss fights later in the campaign and prevents seeing what's happening around your character or any dangers lurking in those hidden areas. Number 38. There still seems to be pathing issues in certain parts of the environment, which stifles movement around those terrain areas, which affects both your character and your mount. And finally, the cinematics. Number 39. The cinematics in Diablo 4 are fantastic. If there was a way in the game to re-watch those cinematics that you've unlocked, that would be great. And the last one, number 40. The last cinematic in the storyline with the water rendering feels a little bit amateurish and could have been done a lot better, but as I said, cinematics in Diablo 4 is still fantastic. And so that is it for this list today. I'll cover some other aspects of Diablo 4 that require me to explain things in more detail in separate videos. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.